Hello, my name is Maria Burke and I'm an artist. I live in Cork City, which is in the southwest of Ireland. We're here on the coastline and we're surrounded by very beautiful landscape. What I've been particularly interested in lately is painting wildflowers, as you can see in the pictures around me. And even though Ireland is often reputed to be very green, I can see so many other colours, and especially in the summertime, wildflowers are in such abundance, but all year round we see them everywhere. Even at the moment, it's February, there's so many flowers out in the garden at the moment. So I just want to take you on a quick tour of my gallery, which is in the attic of the house where I live. It's great though, the light is in the roof, and it's very consistent all day long, so it's a great space for working in, even though it's very tiny. I'm sitting right now on the floor, but I just love it. It's a great space, and so I'm going to take you on a quick tour and show you what I love to do. So we're focusing on a painting here with a lot of yellow flowers, but also it's not just those yellow, there's also purple and blues in the background. And this is just an example of one of those wild meadows that we see around here. I just really enjoy painting these type of scenes and the very amazing skies that we get here as well. And just moving over, here's another one, and it's really like a field of wild grasses, so many different colours. Here you've got the blue flowers and those amazing skies. Here's just two that I'm working on at the moment. They need some more work, but you've got some foxgloves there, and you can see the sea in those paintings, sand dunes and the sea there in the background. Just going down lower, there's a painting down below, and these are bluebells, which I absolutely love, and they will be due out soon. I painted them early last year, and not so easy to paint though, because I find I get into a lot of detail with them, so I had to take a different approach and do some looser brushwork on them, so they took me quite a while to get them. And this one is wild angelica. There's also very many plants like this that people called they're called wild celery or hogweed, many different kinds of these wildflowers mixed together. But what I like about this painting, or what I was trying to put in there, was this idea of the path leading upwards into the horizon, and just the hope that there is. And somebody called it a stairway to heaven, and because it's wild angelica, I think title like the angel's path or something is something it's a way I like to think of it. And this one over here, very similar as well. Got some of the wild angelica, but the way I look at this painting is I really see it as very much an Irish scene. And there you've got the purple mountains in the background, you've got the yellow grasses, and that's what you see in the summertime, those yellow grasses on the coastline, and the trees and the greenery, and of course the sky. So many amazing skies here in Ireland. I think Ireland should be famous for its skies. You don't know what you're going to see out there. Of course, we're just on the Atlantic coast, so we get those clouds coming in all the time. They're very beautiful. Here's a little painting. It's a small one, and it's really a very wintry scene for me. Now we're just coming out of the winter season, but as you can see, there's light at the end of that tunnel. And winter is a time, I suppose there's different seasons in our lives, and I think of winter as being one of those seasons where we put down roots. And there's always those times in our lives where we mightn't see much happening, but we're digging deep and we're going down. But still there's tremendous colour when you look into, you know, the dark, rooty places where we're putting down, where we're getting deeper, especially in our walk with God. it's just full of colour, full of life, and of course you can see the hope in the distance, the light bursting in, light at the end of the tunnel. So I think that painting is the theme of hope for me. And over here we've got the foxgloves. And these are flowers that I just find particularly beautiful. And I've worked on them a lot, found them quite difficult to paint. They're such unusual flowers, and again there's a risk of bringing too much detail into them. So here I'm just working with those bright yellow colours and those pinks and purples, and of course you've got the sea there and the light in the distance. And daisies, of course. This is a painting I painted, oh, maybe nearly 2 years ago I started it, and I've been working on it ever since. Just adding, taking away from it, adding little details. And sometimes I work on maybe 2 paintings at the one time. If I'm trying to sort out an issue in a painting, I'll often start a smaller one. And that smaller painting though does need a little bit more work. But it's often I can work on issues in paintings a lot better in a smaller version, and sometimes I do many versions. And the smaller painting can be less precious and just work out composition and details and colours and balance and horizon, background, all of that in the smaller painting, and then come back and add it into the larger one. And this, here's an example of just the type of colour you can get in an ordinary, an ordinary field by the sea. And, you know, this is the range of colour that you see in the meadows, in the sand dunes, the grasslands around the coast is absolutely spectacular in the middle of the summer. And another one here. And down below, yeah, here's another one. It's very similar to one I showed you earlier. It's like another version where I work on the same theme. I think that flower, those flowers are like, they're a form of dandelion, but this one is more like ragworth. And I love those yellows. And again, some more foxgloves coming in there. That's one that needs to be finished. And here, this one is purple clover. And there you've got those mountains in the background as well, the rolling purple mountains that we see here all along the south of Ireland. It's such a beautiful place. And I think this one I didn't show you. Here, down here. And this one again, it's a wintry, just the end of winter coming into spring. And you can see the forest path, and even though the trees are bare and there aren't very many leaves on the trees, you are getting that greenery beginning to come in, and of course the light there at the end of the tunnel. And another one over here, a lot of yellows in this one, and pinks, pink clover, and of course you can see the sea. Again, I love the sea, and it's there in the distance. So I hope this inspired somebody. If you want to see my work, it's I've got a WordPress site, a website. It's at artistmariaburke.wordpress.com. So that's artistmariaburke.wordpress.com, and of course you can find me on YouTube, and do subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this was an inspiration to somebody. God bless. Talk to you soon.